Hands on people. Hands on people. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? What up? What up? What up? Listen, y'all know I'm coming. We live, direct, up and at it. Initially had a meeting tonight. Just finished a community meeting. Now I wanted to come on here and communicate with with the masses. I don't even know what to say. With the masses. You're my last inspiration to stay at school. Now listen, don't let me be your last inspiration. Let that bank account be your inspiration. Look at your bank account now and ask yourself if you like what you see. And if you don't like what you see, stay in school. That's it. That's it. That's the bottom line. But I'm glad that I'm able to provide some motivation and support on your journey. What's going on, people? What's going on, people from YouTube? What's going on, people from Instagram? How y'all doing? How y'all looking? You inspired me finally to buy a house. Mom, Rebecca, that's what I'm talking about, girl. Let's everybody give a clap up for Rebecca today. Rebecca recently bought a house, finally, as she said. It wasn't me, it's her. But now the real work begins. Now that you got a house, now it's time to turn a house into a home. But understand, if this is your first house, this ain't your forever house, right? This is just the house for now in your first investment. So congratulations on that. South Nurse Jazz, what's up? What's going on? Shams and Shims. What it says? I started nursing school in a week, and I pray for me. Hey, listen, it's a journey, my guy. You got this. It's don't let the hype you up more than it need to be, because any nursing school stories that you've heard are probably from people who have not been successful in nursing school. And if they have been successful in nursing school, then what they're saying is probably real. But that's their experience, and don't dictate your experience based off somebody else's. I always say that. Let's see what you see, how you're inspired people keep saying. I try. I don't give myself enough credit, but I try. Today, I got a nice amount of people here today. I'm going to do this as my warm up so I can make a long form video after this for YouTube. But so you guys may not know, but I recently got a new job. Recently signed my life away, and I'm back being a full-time staff member for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer a contracted nurse. I'm now a full-time employee. Hey, as much as it pains me to say that, your boy is back in action. And what I'm doing now is I'm no longer working inside the hospital. I am doing mobile vascular access. So I'm going in between nursing homes, rehab facilities, skilled nursing facilities. And for those of you guys who don't know what these environments are, pretty much after for our older patients, our geriatric demographic, once they stabilize you in the hospital and it's no longer your issue is no longer acute, they then discharge you, and either if you're able to go back home, if you can do all your activities of daily living, they send you back home, you're back independent or wherever you came from. But if you can't do what you need to do in order to survive on a daily basis, which we call activities of daily living, like feeding yourself, bathing yourself, getting up out of bed, all of that, the basic stuff that we take advantage of. All the basics, yeah, we take advantage of it. Yeah, I might be saying it wrong, but all the basic stuff that we really don't appreciate. take for granted. Sorry, that we take for granted. Um, these people, they no longer can do it, so they have to get sent to these skilled nursing facilities and these rehab centers, and they are supposed to stay in there for, let's just say 4 to 8 weeks, right, just to get their strength back, get them back on track and where they need to go. But in most cases, when people go into these facilities, they end up staying there for a long time. And 9 times out of 10, well, I mean, not say 9 times out of 10, but there's a high percentage and likelihood that they're going to die in those places. And these are places where grandma woke up one day, she was fully independent, but she fell and fractured her hip or broke her hip or broke her leg or got a head contusion, something. And now she needs assistance. She requires assistance. They have assisted living facilities that you can go to, but those cost a lot of money. And they have nicer rehab and skilled nursing facilities, but again, those cost a lot of money. So if grandma don't got her money right, and if grandma don't got the right insurance, grandma is going to go to one of these penny ante nursing homes, skilled nursing facilities, rehab facilities where, and trust me, I've met these nurses, right? This shit is real. What I'm saying is not cap right now. What I'm saying is speaking on my lived experiences, but I've met nurses who have 24 and 28 patients during their shift. Now, this isn't acute care, right? This is like a subacute rehab, subacute, so after acute. And majority of the medications they're giving them are PO. Majority of these practitioners are LPNs, CNAs, and GNAs. So there's not like a lot of acute nursing that's required. So majority just passing out medications, bed baths, turning the patients, feeding the patients, getting them up, doing activities. But how can you do that when you have 28 patients? It's no way everybody's getting turned. It's no way everybody's getting bathed in one night. It's no way everybody's getting their medications on time, right? And I'm seeing this with my own two eyes. I'm seeing patients hanging out of the bed, about to fall, the fall risk easily. But who's there to see them? Who's there to know that when it's only one nurse for 12 hours? And it blows my mind because ain't no way I'm taking a 20 nothing as a nurse. I'm not even taking more than 5. 5 is my max when it comes to patient load. But because it gets to a point of patient safety, right? It gets to a point of how much before I'm putting my license on the line. Long story short, that's what the end looks like, right? That's what it looks like for people who can't go home, go back to normal life, who aren't young and healthy. And guess what? At some point, we are going to get to that place, right? Some of us may not live long enough to get to that place, which is unfortunate, but a lot of us, the majority of us, are going to get there. We are living longer these days. There's more technology and science and medicine that's keeping us alive. So the geriatric world, the um, elder care, long-term care aspect of healthcare is growing as a business because the baby boomers are, I don't know the Gen Z, Gen X. I just know the baby boomers are about to be booming. They about to be booming out of here. And the ones before them, they already in these facilities. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this today, I'm glad you guys were able to get through this long spiel, is because I ask you, like, or I pose a question to you: what is the reason that you want financial independence, right? For the people that's in here watching right now, drop it in the chat. Tell me what's your reason for really desiring financial freedom and financial independence. I want to know. I want to know. Can y'all give me some answers? And I'll wait. What is your reason for wanting financial independence? Somebody give me a comment. Somebody stick their neck out there. Tell me why you really want financial independence. Okay, to be able to provide for my family. Okay. Anybody else? To have security. Security, we talking financial security. When he says security, I'm thinking we talking financial security, to be able to have the money to know that you can, protect yourself, buy what you need when you need it. Less stress and security. Less stress and security. I got that. All right, I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna take one more. Somebody else give me one more. Engage with your boy. Freedom with my time. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so now somebody said provide for my family, less stress. I'm getting older, kids are grown, to invest and move overseas. Bet. Right. So now now that we got that out of the way, now we got our desires out of the way, we all know that. So I won't be a slave to the institution. That's a fact. But we all know that we aren't our only responsibility. Now, there was a point where all I had to worry about was me. That's the only person I had to worry about. But that was a short period of time in my life. And that was called my 20s. Right now, I'm 30. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. I have a mother. I got 2 dogs. Right. I got responsibilities. I got mouths to feed. But what I think about, right, is my mother. I think about my mother, who is, when I think to myself and I say, damn, boy, you 30 years old. I look at my mother, and my mother is aging just along with me, right? I've always known myself to be the child and my mother to be the adult. But now the tables have turned and I've become the adult and my mother is the older adult. But just realizing how important it is for me to establish myself financially, so that, because and of course our parents are supposed to do what they're supposed to do throughout their lifetime, and they have financial obligations of their own. But me being the provider that I am, me being an only child, me being a son, and loving my mother, um, just the same way she brought me in this world could take me out. I feel like it's my responsibility and it's my obligation to make sure the end of her life is as stress free as possible. And the only way that you can do that, right? Because I'm walking through these nursing facilities, I'm not seeing any family members. I'm not seeing any family members. I'm seeing a lot of people by themselves. And in that isolation at that age, it's easy to lose your mind. It's easy, especially if you're not seeing familiar faces. You're not having conversations that you are used to with people who you know how the brain works like that. So it's just like, damn, I gotta put my wants and desires aside. Now, me working and having money will put me in a financial position to have that security we're talking about, to have less of that stress. But primarily it's for me to be able to provide for my family. You got to think about it. When it comes to long-term care, we talking $6,000 to $10,000 a month in expenses, and staying at these nursing facility, these facilities, the equipment that you're gonna, that they have to use, or if you even the option, because my goal is to be able to provide home care. God forbid when that time comes, but to be able to have home care and home health for my mother, and it's like the supplies that you have to buy for that, to be able to have aid and help that you have to pay to do that, regardless, whether insurance kicks in and things. But that stuff costs. And also when it comes to taking her to appointments, when it comes to a point where she cannot live life or do the things fully to her abilities, she's going to need help. And who's going to be there to help her? I'm the only child. I don't got no brothers and sisters. So I accept that as my responsibility. And that is a large driving factor in why I work as hard as I do, why I save and I invest as much as I feasibly can, within reason. Don't y'all think I'm just out here investing and I'm sitting on thousands and thousands of dollars. But come on, do I still golf? Is water wet? Is the sky blue? Come on now, listen, yes. But I'm sorry to cut me off. Um, but that's my real purpose. And when I go into these facilities and I see the different types of facilities, because I not only have I gone to the bad ones where you got flies. If you go check out my Instagram last night, I posted on my story. I'm walking through the door and I'm getting bombarded by whatever these flying objects are, right? And it's like, this is where people's grandparents are. This is where people's parents are. And it's just not a place or an environment or what I would want to put my mother in. But I also see the nice places, like the really nice places that got the calisthenics classes, that got the water polo, that got the drawing and the nice chefs, and you really get to see, matter of fact, let me give you guys a story. So I came in and I was going to do a midline on a patient yesterday. And he had an aide with him. So you know how you see that older couple and they have sometimes it's from a different culture or ethnicity. They have that aide that's working with them. Well, I walked into the room, I said hello to everybody. The wife said hello very shortly to me. I go in, I place the line on the patient, but as I'm placing the line on the patient, when the patient is in pain, when the patient is having any discomfort, he's calling for the aide to come over and help him, right? And the wife, she don't move from her newspaper that she's reading. Anytime he yells, screams, she's not moving. And she's looking at the aide to go and feed him, to go and give him his do everything for him. And I look at him, even though I'm looking at the wife a little funny, because it's like, girl, you ain't even taking care of your man. I'm looking at the aide because I'm also understanding that, sorry, not the aide, I'm looking at the patient, also understanding that, okay, this brother must have he must be worth something. You know what I'm saying? He must got a little bit of money. He must got something there in order to have a full-time home health aide or home health CNA nurse, whatever it is. But to know that he probably did what he was supposed to do financially when he was in the right age. So now he has this help that he can get. But if you don't got that, you gonna get the best the government can provide you. And that's these penny ante facilities that are, you probably drive past them all the time and don't even pay any mind to them or pay any attention to them. And it just like really opened my eyes with like, wow, like only thing there to protect you when you get older is somebody who loves you or money. And the only way that you get to that point of having that money, of accumulating that money, is right now. Right now. Like I really hate when people say, oh, it's no point in, you never know, tomorrow's not promised, and it's no point in working without being able to enjoy it. You could die tomorrow. Okay, and you could live to see 100 and be 100 and poor. It's two sides to the coin every time. And I don't understand why people would want, and I understand exactly what it is. It's an instant gratification and immediate gratification versus a delayed gratification thing. And for me, I don't care about the parties. I don't care about the whatever people or whatever in society is considered life and enjoying yourself. Me enjoying myself is to be able to know that my foundation is taken care of and the people whom I love are taken care of and I can best provide for them. So that's why I asked, what is your why and your purpose for wanting financial independence from the start? Because a lot of people only think about themselves. And a lot of people only think about themselves and how they feel right now. It's never about themselves and what they want in the future. Truly, now, and when I say in the future, I mean when you are able to reap the benefits that of your labor and work that you put in. But nobody ever thinks about the people that brought us into this world, the people that gave us life, the people that really put us in position. And don't let me get started about the people that come behind us. You know, everybody got kids, everybody having kids or have nieces, nephews, cousins, people that they have to take care of. These people need help too. And then we didn't had enough time talking about the latter end. I'll talk about the earlier end of life and the vulnerability and how children that are born into poverty, it's a high likelihood they stay in poverty through adulthood. So it's a lot that we need to start talking about in the conversation that we need to start having at on an economic level, with understanding why we are supposed to do certain things financially in certain time frames and life cycles, so that we can be prepared for the next. But it's just like everybody just either worried about themselves or they worried about the here and now. They worried about the here and now. But it's names like Rockefeller, it's named like Rothschild, it's names like the Walmarts. You know what I'm saying? These people whose names control the world and they are no longer alive. Understanding when America was being built, on that when these prominent financial institutions and players were being built, it was a lot that was sacrificed. It was a lot that was sacrificed, and it was a lot that was missed out on. But for the greater good of the name to live on forever, that's the real meaning. I know you can't take it all with you, but you can leave some behind. And when you leave some behind, best believe that is to help the next generation that came behind you and the people whom you're leaving behind. Don't leave them behind in a worse situation than they were when they came in. That's all. That's it, and that's all for today. What do you say? Let me see. Let me see what the comment section saying. I've been in my mood. Bruh, multitasking for real. Did a full economic assignment while putting in a pick line in under 20 minutes. Yeah, you got to. Like when I walk into these places, I'm really looking around, like, because I'm now in a new environment. Me as a nurse, as a practitioner, I'm used to the hospital setting, right? I'm not used to seeing these people in other clinical settings. So now when I get into these different clinical settings, I'm getting to see, oh, these patients in this patient area or this facility got some money. Okay, they got juice bars. Okay, they got gyms. You know what I'm saying? People who really to live life. But then I go to the ones where I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like it's ratchet. It's the ghetto. This the hood of the nursing homes. But it's like people gotta live in that, and a lot of the times it's people from within those areas. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times it's demographically and location based on where they're going to send you, what kind of facility they're going to send you to. And it's also based on the type of insurance you have. Can you afford it? So we can send you in the suburban facility where they got they got the everything you need, but it's going to be 10 to 20 a month. Can you afford that? If you can't, we're going to send you right to the hood, right around where you grew up at, where you live at, or you know what I'm saying? So it's just like you got to put yourself in the best position to, one, live in certain places, get access to certain type of things, and it all comes down to money at the end of the day. At the end of the day. So can you bring me on live, brother? I want to thank you for real. I don't even know how to do that, man. Let me hop on. Let me hop on. I want to hear this. I need some uplift. When I hop on Instagram live, then we can get you back on. But let me get about a bit 20 minutes on here. Let me just answer a couple more of these questions. I agree and disagree with you for what it's worth. I totally respect the fact that having your family and future self set from a financial standpoint, but what about enjoying life today, as in how today as how it is? I don't know, but I mean that's just what we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Like that's what we're gonna have to agree to disagree, bro. I don't. To me, I the reason that I got to where I am now is because I've always been forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? I've always thought ahead of the game and in the future, not about the right now. What is the right now? Like, and when I sit and I think about my life and I think about what's going on around me, it's like, one, besides golfing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I enjoy. I found a hobby. I found one thing that I like to do that I'm willing to spend my money on and do, but I'm not trying to do everything and be everywhere. I'm not trying to be taking vacations that I can't afford, because how you live in a life when you can't afford the basics, when you can't afford the basics. So it's like you say and then you can't have both. You really can't have both. Isn't you can't, be set securely in a financial position, right? Because it takes time to get there. But it's no way. And if you set securely in a financial position, then let me shut my mouth in regards to your stance. But we're talking about the majority. And men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We look at the consumer debt, how much the consumer debt in the United States is. We look at the home ownership versus home renting in America. We look at the student loan rate, all of these different things that say, the life that you want to live and having fun right now, you really can't afford it because it's so much other things that you haven't financially taken care of. And if you haven't taken care of those things financially, how is your money really growing if you paying everybody else? How? And then why can't you enjoy life being on a mission, being dedicated and on a mission? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It's not like if I'm making money that you're not going to live. I'm not living. But living to me is, one, being able to hang out with people I love, being able to do what I love, being able to have the time, freedom, and flexibility to do what I need to do. And right now, the goal is accomplishing the mission that I'm set out on. So beside that is enjoying life. When people say enjoy life, it's all subjective. When I share my goal and when I share the financial position I want to be put in. And when I say what it takes and what it's required to get there, if you don't see that as being fun or as that being motivation, then that's not your goal and what you want to get, right? But I also at the same time don't want to hear about the financial freedom, because I want somebody to show me. I want somebody to send me something of anybody that's rich. And y'all hearing this from a broke, somebody that's broke. And when I say broke, I mean just because I make less than $200,000 a year. But you coming from a normal income earners, somebody that's at your level. But I study those who make millions and billions, and none of them are saying what people are saying. You got to enjoy life. No, don't worry about the money. Don't worry, it'll come when it comes. None of them are saying that. They are saying you have to focus on one thing. You have to create skills. You have to do something that is going to help those around you. They're not talking about the results and what you get from it. Y'all want to have your cake and eat it too. Nah, I want to bake the cake, go through the process of cracking the eggs. What do you call it? Beating the eggs, and then the batter, and baking the cake, and then waiting on it. But knowing that a cake is baking in there for somebody else to enjoy, that's what it's about for me. And if you don't agree, then we just on two different wavelengths. We just on two different planes and two different sides of the spectrum, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that at all. I'm not saying you're wrong at all, and I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm saying the way I think. And it's cool because you got Kobe Bryant's, right? You got Michael Jordan's. Then you got everybody else. You got Kobe Bryant's, Michael Jordan's, LeBron James, people, Michael Phelps, people who dedicate their life to one thing. And if they don't get that, then it's failure to them. You know what I'm saying? Not winning a championship this season was a failure. Now we're focused on the next season. But you got people who, it's this saying from Nick Saban, and I may be saying it wrong, but what does he say? He says overachievers, and I'm gonna use soft terms because I don't want people getting their feelings, but overachievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like overachievers, because they just at two different ends of the spectrum. One person wants to overachieve and wants to do the most to get where they trying to go, and the other person wants to do what they want to do. And if what they want to do is working smarter, not harder, then that's different. But it's just two different sides of it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can really enjoy life and still be goal oriented. You can find something you enjoy doing and do. I'm sorry. You can find something you enjoy doing and enjoy it in moderation while still devoting time to your goals. I never said you couldn't. I never said that. Where did you get that from? I just said I just said I do everything that you just said. I enjoy life. I'm goal oriented. I like golf. I spend time enjoying golf. I play golf at moderation sometimes, but still on a mission to get my goal, to accomplish my goals. When I say I don't know where that notion came from, because that's not what I was kicking. That's not what I was kicking at all. But what I'm saying is you can't live the life you want to live now while still saving for towards a life you want to live in the future. It's like it's not possible. There's some sacrifice that has to take place. There's some sacrifice that has to take place. And again, like, and it's you can say it's middle bound, like it's a gray area, or it's middle where both can be done. But I don't think that that's the case. And me, I'm not gonna take it from anybody who I'm only taking it from people who have done it. I'm only taking it from people who have done it. And it's not for everybody. Everybody's not gonna agree with my way of seeing life. Everybody not going to agree to that. But let me tell you this. Life is too unpredictable to allow ourselves to live a little. Everybody's to not live a little. Everybody's listen, stacking, working overtime, getting overtime, looking at my checking account, making sure my checking account is nice and tight, making sure my asset allocation is being distributed how it needs, what I'm saying, being withdrawn. That's living. Like it's just your subjective view on life. Again, I got to start putting up a warning or a trigger warning for people, because what I'm saying, if it don't resonate and if it don't click, it's not for you. It's not for you. And then that's also with me, and the reason that I became a financial advisor, because my strategy and my way of managing money might not align with a lot of people, because clients that I work with, I want clients who I work with who are when I say goal oriented, meaning the goal is the only thing they're focused on. Their goals are the only thing they're focused on, and whatever they need to do to achieve that goal is what they define as success. Anything else outside of that is irrelevant to them, right? And accomplishing the goal is what I want them to find the gratification, the fulfillment, the living life, and the actually seeing it through. Because it's a lot of people who live life who ain't got their life in order. It's a lot of people living life that ain't got their life in order. And I don't know. I feel like now I've gotten to a debating point, which I didn't want to get to. Y'all know when I be on here, I be talking to those, to my core people. But I'm about to take it from Instagram and YouTube. I'm gonna just hop on YouTube because I said I wanted to tap in with my guy Ham Sandwich, and see what he talking about. So Instagram, give me a second. YouTube, it was a pleasure. But I do understand your perspective. I understand yours too, Madam Dominique. I ain't saying you wrong, and I wish you the best. And I'm still, willing to help you along your journey when we hit them bumps in the roads, when life start life and the money start getting funny.